Good afternoon, dear viewers, and welcome. As you all know, the Ishrat Jahan case has been India's biggest political controversy in the last few years. Was Ishrat Jahan a terrorist? Was she part of a Lashkar team sent to assassinate BJP leaders and Narendra Modi? Or was she an innocent victim, part of a political campaign to create a murder plot for the BJP's political advantage? The truth for around a decade now has been hidden in a series of documents that have been called the Ishrat File. Everyone talks about the Ishrat File, but nobody's seen it so far. There have been innocuous references here and there to what this file could have, but nobody's actually seen the contents of the file. Because this file is about the fingerprints of the case. This is the file that reveals the reality in the Ishrat Jahan case. Nobody can question this file once it is out. This file therefore proves whether the BJP is correct or whether the Congress party is correct in the Ishrat Jahan case. This file will prove once and for all, viewers, whether the Congress party Manmohan Singh government tried to fix a case against the Narendra Modi-led Gujarat government and then went on to do a lot of politics around it in the run-up to the 2014 elections. This file will prove whether Chidambaram, P. Chidambaram, as Home Minister, played around with the facts. This file, about 70 pages of government notings, signatures of top bureaucrats and politicians, legal documents, and very, very, very detailed annexures, has never been made public before till today because, frankly, nobody till now has got their hands on the Ishrat File. Now, for the first time, this afternoon, Times Now begins unveiling the Ishrat Files. When I say begin unveiling, I mean this story is going to break bit by bit and part by part over the next 48 hours. What we have got today is sensational, to say the least. We have obtained the Ishrat File legitimately via the right to information. And today, we are putting the Ishrat File, which is a scoop of our deputy news editor, Prema Sridevi, the first journalist to access the Ishrat File. She's going to be joining us in some time. Why are we putting it out today in its entirety? We are putting it out in the public domain in the belief that finally, viewers, facts and not political fiction, truth and not lies, reality and not politics will determine the debate around whether Ishrat Jahan was a Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist. This is part one of our exclusive report on the Ishrat File.
For at least half a decade, if not more, the biggest political controversy in India has been the Ishrat Jahan case. After 3 months of intense reporting, we've produced the protagonists, questioned the authorities and unveiled part of the truth. Today, we bring you the Ishrat Jahan file.
The first affidavit was ambiguous. The first affidavit had been filed without my approval. I am saying so.
On the 29th of February 2016, former Home Minister P. Chidambaram was addressing a news conference after the budget was presented. Chidambaram was already under pressure in the Ishrat case.
This intelligence operation involved...
His former Home Secretary has gone on record in this dramatic interview on Times Now. Now, everyone was beginning to question Chidambaram's role.
I have no doubt in one sense that this intelligence operation involved the elite.
Was Ishrat Jahan a terrorist?
She knew that something was wrong.
Tell us more about these affidavits.
In one, there was a mention of the fact that the people were elite, terrorists and operators and so on. And the other one, that aspect was deleted.
It was done at a political level?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Chidambaram was asked point blank why, as Home Minister, he changed the first affidavit in the Ishrat case, which clearly said that she was part of a Lashkar module. His reply, a point-blank denial of any knowledge about the first affidavit. Watch this. Chidambaram says the affidavit was filed without his knowledge.
Why does he have to point fingers? I am saying so. I say that as minister, when it was brought to my notice that the first affidavit was ambiguous, and the first affidavit had been filed without my approval, and it was being misinterpreted, it was my duty to correct the first affidavit. So we filed a supplementary affidavit after consulting the Home Secretary, the Director of the Intelligence Bureau and other officers.
Now look at this signature. It is Chidambaram's. It's dated the 29th of July 2009 and it is on the first affidavit. Not only is it on the first affidavit, it follows on the detailed note sheets made by bureaucrats in which the sequence of events leading to the affidavit is clearly laid out. Now, look at P. Chidambaram's signature again. Match the signature with the others on record. For example, Chidambaram's signature on other documents. Or Chidambaram's signature in the election affidavit, for example. And it matches. What this means is simple. That on the 29th of July 2009, exactly a week before the first affidavit, which said that Ishrat Jahan was a Lashkar module member, Chidambaram had himself approved it. What it means is that the affidavit, which clearly mentions that there was an attempt to assassinate Narendra Modi, had at least, initially, Chidambaram's clear and explicit approval. This is exactly what the man who filed the affidavit, RVS Money, who said he was later tortured to change his version, had said. Listen to this.
On 21st June 2013, yes, Satish Verma burnt me with his cigarettes. And
Why? What did he really want you to do?
Madam, you had asked him. Why do you ask me? I said I kept on saying that I am telling the truth. If Satish Verma wanted something, he should be able to answer.
Basically, they wanted you to implicate those IB officers. That is what was the basic intention. That's what the CBI wanted from you.
CBI said the IB input is not believable, which I said I will never do it because I will not tell any lie. I stand for the truth.
For the last few weeks, whenever confronted with straight questions, Chidambaram has dodged times now.
I just wanted to ask you about Ishrat Jahan. You know how, huh? Okay. Just wanted to ask you about Ishrat Jahan. Okay.
Now his signature on the first affidavit busts his claim that he was unaware of what was in affidavit 1. It raises questions as to why did he suddenly change facts. The truth perhaps is in the file notings and the note sheet of 13 points that Times now has a copy of.
Remember, with his signature on the affidavit, Chidambaram had agreed to the following facts. That the two Pakistani nationals killed in the encounter wanted to eliminate Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi. That these two Lashkar terrorists were to try to kill Modi with the support of Javed, an Indian national who was subverted by the Lashkar when he was living in Dubai. Ishrat Jahan, who was also part of the Lashkar, was providing cover to Javed, perhaps to show them as a couple. All the four terrorists were travelling in a blue Indica car when the encounter took place. So is this signature indeed Chidambaram's? Did he read the file notings when he signed on it? Having signed it, why did he do a U-turn 6 weeks later? Was there a political motive to that? Was it a part of the Congress's strategy to nail Narendra Modi in a fake encounter case at a time when his national ambitions were slowly becoming apparent? Let's look at the file now in detail and how it reached Chidambaram. On the 28th of July 2009, the updated affidavit is sent for approval by the Director, Internal Security. On the same day, 28 July, the Special Secretary signs off on it. On the next day, 29 July, 8 days before the affidavit was filed, there are two sign-offs. First, labelled HS, of Home Secretary G.K. Pillai. Then on the same day, of Home Minister Chidambaram. What this means is this: that Chidambaram had all his senior bureaucrats approve the file before signing off on it, and that therefore he cannot say it was filed either without his approval or was ambiguous. And yet, despite first clearing a file that said Ishrat was a Lashkar terrorist, the Congress has taken the opposite view on all political debates, rallies and election speeches.
Do you agree with the BJP's contention that this was done to target Narendra Modi when he was Gujarat Chief Minister?
That is his view. How can we agree? Where UPA government did not target anybody.
It was filed only on the inputs of on the basis of the inputs of the IB and intelligence. And second affidavit has taken into consideration the investigation report. Investigation becomes very important because investigation really discloses the real truth.
This is just part 1 of the Ishrat file. It raises one basic question. If Chidambaram signed on the first affidavit, why did he say he didn't? That he didn't even know about it? Were Home Ministry officials made fall guys? And did Chidambaram read the whole affidavit before signing off on it? Part 2 is coming up. With video journalists Mukesh Kumar and Himanshu Verma, this is Prema Sridevi in New Delhi for Times Now.